The Golden State Warriors had an ambitious and what resulted as an unrealistic goal during last offseason: complete trades for all-star forwards Paul George and Lauri Markkanen. For different reasons, the Warriors were unable to get either player as George departed for the Philadelphia 76ers in free agency, while Markkanen renegotiated and extended his contract with the Utah Jazz. Further details have emerged of Warriors and Clippers conversations around Paul George. George wanted to opt in to the final year of his contract and explore a move to the Warriors, but the Clippers preferred to get nothing in return and see their veteran forward walk to the 76ers. Most believed that LA simply weren't willing to enter the second tax apron, yet it's now been revealed that the Clippers were actually interested in doing a deal, according to ESPN's Ohm Youngmisuk. The Clippers were willing to make a deal with their division rival, according to sources, but were looking for something of value to help restock their asset cupboard if they were going to take back an undesirable contract and be in the second apron, Youngmisuk wrote. LA reportedly wanted either Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski on top of 1 or 2 draft picks. Given the threat of George leaving the Clippers for nothing, the Warriors were never going to appear desperate and pay overs based on the situation. They also would have been acutely aware of preserving assets for a run at Markkanen or any other potential trade later down the track. Only time will tell if it was the right decision, but early returns suggests Golden State were right to leave Podziemski and/or Kuminga out of the deal. Not only would it have required one of those 2 and additional draft picks, but it also would have seen them give up Andrew Wiggins and perhaps Chris Paul, who was waived shortly after. Guaranteeing Paul's contract wouldn't have given them access to DeAnthony Melton via the mid-level exception, and likely the sign-and-trade that saw them acquire Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield. So in other words, the net loss from this current team may have been Wiggins, Melton, Anderson, Hield, and one of Kuminga or Podziemski. Perhaps that's a package you'd be willing to give up for a number of stars around the league. Yet for a 34-year-old injury-prone George who you'd have to pay $200+ million on an extension to, perhaps the Warriors were wise to move on. George missed the start of the season with a knee injury, making his debut against the Phoenix Suns in a 118-116 loss on Monday. The 9X All-Star is currently averaging with 16.5 points and 6.5 rebounds through 2 games, shooting 47.8% from the floor at 30% from three-point range.